Hello my people! Welcome to another video of mine, Harlow the Hawk. Today we are going to continue with these special edition videos, and today's edition is How to Risk Tournament Editions by Harlow, of course. So, the idea of this video is just to go over the different tournaments that are there in the Risk community, because if you have seen some of my videos and many other videos, there is a lot of tournaments going on, and yeah, many people sign up, especially people that are currently in the community, but there is many people that may not, because they don't know, they haven't heard about the tournament, or they just don't know how to do it. So this is the intention of that video, just to go over the different tournaments and just like a little how-to on how to get into the tournaments, how to sign up, and how to do the different things that help you to compete in many of the Risk tournaments. So the main question is, where does these tournaments happen? And the answer is Discord. These tournaments happen on Discord. Discord is just a social network that allows you to do many fun stuff. It's like a better Facebook, in my opinion. But of course, everything is on the same topic. So there is a Discord for almost everything. We're only gonna be talking here about the Risk Discord. So how do you join Discord, or how do you get into Discord? Well, in your main screen, in your game, you can just click that button that is in the bottom left, and that button is gonna take you to the Risk main server. This server is where most of the Risk activity happens. This is the main server, so the main tournaments, and I'm gonna go over those later in this video, this is where you get all that information and you get access to those tournaments. So, moving on, we have the tournaments. The following is just a list of the many tournaments that we have. I'm gonna go into details later in the video, but right now this is just so you all get like a big idea of the many tournaments that we have. Again, there is no particular order on this tournament. This is just how I felt like to order them for this video. So the first tournament is gonna be the free for all. This is kind of like the biggest tournament so far, though I think there is another tournament that is kind of taking over. But we have the free for all tournament. This is just a nice tournament. That is the main one that is sanctioned by SMG. We also have the Risk Classic World Championship. Additionally, we have the 1v1 tournament. We have the Legends tournament. Additionally, we have the Risk World Cup. We have the Major League Risk, the Kill Pit Open. This one needs no introduction. And also we have the professional risk takers that they have many tournaments. I'll get into details for that later too. We also have the 2v2 tournaments, the 3v3 tournament, the Assassins tournament, random settings tournaments, the Top Hat tournament, Hall of Fame tournament, the Grandmasters tournaments, because there are many. We have the 5AS, we have the Zombies tournament, Rivertown tournament, Meta Settings tournament, and the Chaos tournament. So as you can see, there is a lot of them, and I'm sure that there are some tournaments out there that I just forgot about them, or I don't know about them. So this is just so you guys know that the more you get into the community, the more opportunities you will have to challenge yourself with this game. Moving on. How do you join? My friends, you join through Discord. For each one of these tournaments, you have to go to a different server. I might do that in a video later, but right now let's just stick that you have to go into Discord and you have to sign up. Once you sign up, what do you are going to do? Well, you have to practice like crazy, because many of these tournaments, they have different settings and they are trying to challenge different kind of skills in the game. So the best way to get better into this tournament, people, just practice. There is a lot of people that are looking for games. Just join a game, or you can create your own game if you have the maps and the settings for premium or something. So you have to practice. So once you practice, when you participate, you have to think about moving on. There are different ways to move on into these tournaments. The first one is winner takes all, which means that the winner of each game or each round, they are gonna move on to the next round. So there are a few tournaments where there is only one game, and whoever wins that game moves on to the next round. There is also the tournaments where they play multiple games, like 3 to 4, let's say, or 5, and the winner of each one of those games, they actually move on to the next round. So it kind of gives you like a different perspective, because now you don't have to care about placement. You actually have to aim to win. And the additional way to move on in this tournament is placement, which means that the winner of the game depends on whatever place you move on, and depending of the position, you're gonna be accumulating points. So if you finish the game on 6th position, which means that you are the first one to be eliminated, you will only get 2 points. If you get into 5th point, it's gonna be 4. If you get 4th place, you're gonna get 6 points. If you get 3rd place, it's gonna be 8 points. 2nd place 10 points, and 1st place 12 points. Again, something really important to highlight is that the point system depends on the tournament. So don't take these numbers into the bank. It depends on the tournament. There's some tournaments that they have different variations, so you have to read the rules to know that. Additional way to move on that it helps you in addition to your placement, if there are bounties. Bounties is just you collect additional points in each game by eliminating other players, which means that in a normal game you can have like 3 points for the first bounty, you know, the first person you kill. You can get 3 additional points for after the second person that you kill. You can get 2 points for the third person, 1 point for the fourth, and 1 point for the 5th person. Now people, this is per player, which means that if 2 players kill 2 people, then both of those players are gonna get 3 points in addition to their placement. So that is just something to take into consideration if this is something that is gonna happen in your tournament. So again, you have to look into the rules to know how much are each bounty and if there is any placement bonus or something. Something important to highlight is that for you to collect a bounty, you need to conquer each one of the territories of your opponents, my friends. This is super important if you're playing Capital Conquest or 70% domination, because if you win, if you get all the capitals but you don't kill anybody, you don't get any bounty. You just get the points of your placement. Same thing goes with the 70%. If you win but you don't kill anybody, or you have people left out that you haven't killed, you don't get those bounty points. You just get the placement bonus. And everybody else that lost, they just get whatever is the highest next placement available. So that is something interesting that you have to take into consideration when you are playing these settings, you see? So that is the interesting things about these settings for the many tournaments that we play. The format, well, there are many formats in these tournaments. The first tournament is that normally you have a few group rounds where there is no eliminations. This could be anything from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. That depends on the tournament, and that depends on the organizer, the staff. So additionally, after a few rounds, I don't know how many, it depends on the tournament again, that's the moment where players start to get caught off until you have 6 or 5 for the finals. It's 6, only 5 if there is a zombies game in the finals. Additionally, the movement is based on points or in wins, if in the case of winner takes all. So let's get started with the servers. The main server. Let's kickstart with the Risk Global Domination. In this server, there are different tournaments that are hosted. Now, the funny thing about this server is that it's the only one that is sanctioned by SMG. I'm not saying they are the owners, I'm just saying that this is the only server where you can actually have some kind of feedback or communications with the developers, and they have some interaction with the general communities. They might be in other servers, but this is the main one where you can get like in touch with them, and they can get in touch with the general populations. In this server, you have different tournaments. The first tournament is the free-for-all. The second tournament, you can have the classic map tournament, the 1v1 tournament, and the Hall of Fame tournament. Now, each one of these games, they have their own particularities, and we're gonna go over a few of those. The first one, for the free-for-all, you have like 2 to 5 group rounds that are not gonna have any eliminations, and the cutoff is based on points, which means that you're gonna be accumulating points until the finals. The classic map. The fun thing about this map is that this tournament is that all the games are gonna be played in the classic map. Usually for this one you have 2 to 5 group rounds without eliminations, and then cutoff is based on winner takes all, which means that the winner of each game, they move on to the next round. So, and something interesting about this one is that there is a voice chat allowed, which means that you are able to communicate to other players and try to gang up into different players. You can reach deals. The important thing is that you do so in front of other players. You cannot have like back room deals or under the table deals. Everything has to happen in VC in front of everybody. Also, we have the 1v1 tournaments. You have many group rounds without eliminations. You have 5 games per round or match, and the cutoff is based on points. Also, we have the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is only for top players. Congratulations to Pete to winning the Hall of Fame tournament, the first edition that it just happened like a few days. If you're seeing this in December 2023, so the fun thing is that it's only 5 rounds. It's only 2 to 3 games per round. The initial cutoff is based on point, and then in the last 2 rounds you have like 3 games and winner takes all. So if you want to watch these games, go ahead and watch Pete. He won the tournament and he broadcasted and he recorded all the games. So that's gonna be interesting if you wanna kind of have like a notion for how these games are played out. The next server is the Potato Paradise. The owner of this server is AKA Spot. He came up with this idea. This was, to my knowledge, again, if I don't know, maybe I'm over speaking or something, but he was the first one that has a tournament with voice chat. So the settings of this tournament for the Legends tournament is more, they're closely resemble the classic tournament, but you have voice chat, which means that again you can have deals and you can have conversations with people during the game. So you can tag team on somebody, or you can just backstab somebody. All of that can happen in BC in front of everybody, and the cutoff is based on points. The next server, and this is one that I really enjoyed and loved this past year, is the Risk World Cup. This is the brainchild of Mitch on Risk. This guy, he has been coming with a few good ideas during the past year, and they have all been amazing so far. So the interesting thing about the Risk World Cup is that players are teamed by countries. So let me pause this in here. If you're Puerto Rican and you are watching this video, look me up on Discord. In the next tournament, I want to represent Puerto Rico. So please hit me up. I want to make a Puerto Rican team and we want to win this thing. Also, if you're not from Puerto Rico, hey, go on Discord, join, and you can try to find people from your country, and you can all represent your country, and you can do good. You can have fun while flying the colors of your country. I know Puerto Rico is not a country, but we're not gonna get there. Technicalities, and I love them. So, each team is composed by 3 players, and the good thing about this thing is that during each game, the players take turns. Usually have 3 games per round. Each one of the players, they rotate on each game, so that means that usually one player played one of each games, but all of them can communicate through BC, which means that everybody can help each other during the games. Only the first place get points. You see, this is one of those tournaments where the bounties change. So if you want to accumulate points, you only do so by going first. So that means that the only other way to get points in each one of these games is through bounties. So you need to get kills, people, and that is the brainchild of Mitch. It was savage and it was so fun to play. Trust me, I enjoyed the Risk World Cup a lot. Again, Boricuas, hit me up on Discord, okay? If you know a Puerto Rican that plays Risk, ask him to go on Discord and look me up, Harlow the Hawk. I want to represent Puerto Rico, the next one, okay? The next server is the Major League Risk. This one is the brainchild of Gotti, the Bear 28. And he had 2 main tournaments this past year. He has a No Deal tournament. In this tournament, the game settings are released like early, and then any player can play at any game at any time. There is no schedule nor nothing. You just enter at any time, and then only the winner of each game, they accumulate points. And every time that you win a game, you accumulate some points, and you qualified once you reach 24 points. After you reach that, you just stop playing and you just wait until there are 56 players that they qualify to move on, and then after that you have 2 games per round, and all of those games are winner takes all, which means that you have to win to move on. The next tournament that he had, that it was a really nice idea, was the Major League Risk tournament, and in this one he had 8 teams, and those 8 teams, they were represented by one of the top players. You have people like Pete, you have Mallory, you have, I think also, I don't remember who else, my bad, but you have 3 players that are drafted to each one of those teams, and only 5 teams move on to the finals, and this is all based on points. Again, this is just different dynamics to enjoy yourself during the game, and this kind of brings some friendships and some relationships into the game, because you can be drafted by one of these top players, and again, it's just fun. It's just the way of having fun on these tournaments. The next one, I don't even know if I should talk about this one because this is fairly famous on its own. This one stands on its own. So I'm just gonna mention it because it's one of the tournaments and the second season is upcoming now, early next year, 2024. So this is the Kill Pit Open, which for what I've heard was a total success. The Kill Pit Open was super fun. You have like 6 group rounds without eliminations, and it was based on cutoff. So the idea of the Kill Pit Open was for many people to have fun, to get to enjoy the games and the settings before the elimination started happening. It was a really nice game. It was the idea of Kill Pit and also from Kilted, Kyle. So they did a really good job coming up with this tournament that it was more accessible for more people. So this is another option, and I already signed up for the second tournament, and I'm looking forward to do something because I haven't had luck in my tournaments late last year. The next one is the Professional Risk Takers. This one is the second brainchild of Mitch on Risk. Again, these guys is having some of the best ideas ever for the Risk community. There are several invitational and open tournaments throughout the year. You can look for information on the website that you see on the screen, professionalrisktakers.com. And this past year, they had 4 tournaments. The first one was the Hot Buns World Tour. This one was an invitational, so only some people got selected. Additionally, you have the Try Hard Open Tournament, which means that anybody who wanted to join, they joined the tournament. This one was sponsored by Miss Madeline from Poorly Played Risk. Look her up on her YouTube channel. Additionally, we have the Imbrotational. This one was from JJBro. This one again was an invitational, so only a few selected players got to play this tournament. And the last but not least, we have the Professional Risk Takers Cup. This one is concluding about the time that I'm hopefully releasing this video, late in December 2023. But this one was a really nice tournament. Again, it was open, so anybody that wanted to join, they could join. And next year, 2024, for those who are watching later on in the, I don't know, sometime down the lane in the future, there are gonna be more tournaments next year. So I'm gonna be doing a video only on the Professional Risk Takers because they have so many ideas that is so fun. I enjoy this server a lot. Additionally, we have the Risk GM Arena. This tournament is owned by Parlox, the legend. In this server, you can find different tournaments. You have the Grandmasters tournament. This tournament is only accessible for GMs. You don't have to be a GM to access this server, but in this tournament in particular, you have to be a GM or have evidence that once upon a time you have been a GM. If you don't care about rankings like I do, then it's harder to prove that. But again, just take a snapshot or something of your screen and just share it with the admins, and they're gonna let you join this tournament. Now, for the GM's tournament, you have 3 games per round or match. All of these ones is winner takes all, which means that if you win a game, you move on. If you lose, bye-bye. And this year they introduced a double elimination, which was a really nice touch because usually it kind of gives you like having more exposure to the game. It's hard to get eliminated after the first round, and then you don't know what to do the next time. Now, something interesting that I forgot to add here is that these games are played on BC, which means that you can talk to other players and communicate and again reach deals and just tag on somebody. So BC allows you to have those communications. Also, they have the 5AS tournaments. In this one, you have top players that they draft people into their teams, and you have around 6 players per team. And every week you have 1v1 tournament, 1v1 game, and you have 2v2 games. And based on the scores of those games, usually you have 5 games per match. And to move on, you have to accumulate points. It's a little bit convoluted, but if you get into it, you're gonna have fun. I participated in my first one this last year, and it was super fun, even though I was a noob, at least in this kind of settings. I am learning now how to play 2v2. I don't know how to play 1v1, so I'm not gonna get into those, but definitely in 2v2, I'm enjoying to play that, and I'm enjoying grasping how these tournaments are played. And then also, talking about 2v2, they have a 2v2 tournaments where you have like 2 or 3 players per game. Of course, in each one of the games, only 2 players play, and then you have up to 5 games per match. And again, the elimination is point based. Moving on to the next server, we have the Risk Zombies. The owner of this server is Crooked Leo, and of course, it's a zombie server, so of course, all the games are gonna be in zombie apocalypse mode. Now, the fun thing about this tournament is that usually all the games are played in a single map pack, which means that whatever pack is selected, all the games are gonna be played in there, and they're gonna try to challenge different things. So you're gonna be playing fixed games, you're gonna be playing progressive games, and again, it's a nice touch and it's something different, so you can check things up. And the elimination is based on points, so that means that whatever you win, you move on, and you accumulate some points based on different games. So it's a really fun tournament. I like zombies, but I really don't. I need to get better on this tournament, but I still enjoy it, and I'm gonna sign up for the next season because I really like those, and I like what Crooked Leo comes the idea that he comes with these settings. Additionally, we have the 2v2 server. This one, the owner is my dear friend Brutal Pipe. This, again, I'm getting into 2v2s and it's super interesting. So, of course, the namesake of the server, you have the 2v2 tournament. For the 2v2 tournament, it's kind of resembles the GM 2v2, but again, this is dedicated only for 2v2. You have 2 to 4 players per team, 2 players play per round for each team, and then you have up to 5 players per match, and the eliminations happens per point. So that means that for every game that you win, you get some points, and there's some conditions that make things trickier and funnier. So again, I played in this tournament once. Yeah, I only played once, and I enjoyed a lot. It was a little bit frustrating, but hey, what are you gonna do? This is Risk. You just enjoy those times. The next tournament that I participated also for the first time this year is the Assassins tournament. This is a super interesting format. I loved it. The Assassins tournament, you get assigned a person, another player that you have to kill, and once you kill that player, automatically you win the game. That's it. You don't have to kill anybody else. Now, if you do kill somebody else, then that means that the person that was supposed to kill that second person, now he has to target you. So now you have 2 people that are gonna be aiming for you, and there are gonna be 3 games that are played. So that means that you have up to 3 players that can move on to the next round. And winner takes all, which means that for you to move on, you have to kill your target. I know it sounds a little bit convoluted, the rules, the way that I'm saying it, but people, join this freaking tournament. Is so freaking fun. It's so fun, and also is so nerve-wracking. I love this tournament, people. Additionally, we have the 3v3 tournament. That one is coming up soon. You have 2 to 4 players per team, 3 players play per round, and you have up to 5 games per match, and it's points based. So it kind of resembles a 2v2, but again, because you have an additional player, the dynamics are different. If I get invited to make a team, I will join this game. I'm not gonna form my own team because I don't know how to play this. I need somebody to help me, to push me through, and to coach me. So if somebody invites me, I'm joining. If I don't, then of course I'm gonna follow up, and I'm gonna try to watch the games. But I'm looking forward for this tournament because again, it's something different. The next server is the Rest Dead Man Walking. People, this is my favorite server of them all. This is owned by my dear friend Plasma Field, and I'm not saying this because I like Plasma. It's because this server, it has 2 tournaments, but also it's a server where you can have fun, where you can play random settings with friends, you can join BC, you can have some competitiveness, you can learn from a lot of good players. So I love this server, people, and I will recommend you all to join the server. Let me know if you want to do so, and I'll just invite you. Hit me up on Discord, and I will send you the invitation to the server if you are not already on it. So in this server, you have first of all, you have the random settings tournament, and as the name said, it's random settings, folks. For this, everybody's gonna play the same map on each round. That's good enough, but the settings, and by settings I mean the modes and modifications, you are only gonna know them like minutes before your game. So what's the point of practicing if you don't know what you're gonna be playing? It can be fixed capitals, it can be zombies, I don't know. It's random, people, so you don't know what you're gonna be playing. You don't know what you're gonna be doing. So it's fun. just because it's so unnerving. To move on is point based, and tiebreakers are decided by will. Literally, people, you spin a wheel and virtual wheel, and that gets to decide who wins whatever you're trying to decide. It was super fun. It was nerve-wracking because there is no way to prepare, because you don't know, you have no idea what are you gonna be participating on. The other tournament, this one hasn't started yet. This one is gonna start next year. You have the Top Hat tournament. This one is being developed by Plasma Field himself, and of course a group of people that are helping him. It's gonna be approximately 3 games per round match. The distribution is gonna be distribution point based. BC is gonna be allowed, but there's gonna be a few exceptions, and the goal is to test different set skill in different categories. So I'm looking forward to this tournament, folks. I definitely want to see what Plasma has in mind. I know him, so I'm guessing that it's gonna be something twisted, that it's gonna make you think a lot, but of course everything is gonna be for fun, so I'm looking forward for this tournament. And last but not least, we have the JJBro Risky Business. JJBro needs no introduction. He is well known on the YouTube community, but he has had like different tournaments. There is a good chance that I'm leaving some out, but this is just like the ones that I know of, and they're just random. They just pop up out of nowhere and then you just participate, and it's super fun. So he has the Chaos tournament. For those of you that like true random, I don't, but for those of you that are masochist and sadistic and sick and like true random, there is a tournament for you. It's called the True Random. It's points based elimination, and it's freaking annoying because it's true random, people. Who plays true random? Additionally, well, who willingly plays true random, may I add. So the next one is River Town tournament. All the games are played in the River Town map, and it's a split blitz, people. That is a mode that almost nobody plays, but JJ found a way to make that interesting, and I have to give kudos to him, because I never played Split Blitz until I started joining some of JJ's game, and it was fun. It has its own set of strategy, but it is fun. It is fun. And last but not least, this one is ongoing right now. Again, December 2023. You have the Meta Settings tournament. Once upon a time, in December 2023, the best way to rank up on Risk was playing the meta settings. And the meta settings were Europe Advance, Fog of War, you have Blizzards On, No Alliances, Progressive Cards, in Capital Conquest. So in those times, people used to play 5 or 6 hours just to try to rank up to Grandmasters. Now you know why I'm not a Grandmaster anymore, because I don't want to play one game for 5 or 6 hours. So again, all the games are played with the meta settings, and that's it, folks. That is all the tournaments that we have so far. Those are the ones that I remember. Hit me up in the comments if you want to know more. I might add some information in the descriptions, but that's it. So I don't know, people, let's keep battling. Hey, join Discord. Hit me up on Discord. Let me know if you would like to join one of these servers, or you can ask somebody that plays with you. Just let me know and I can hit you up whatever all these tournaments are. Again, this is just for you guys to know more about this game that we all love and play. I will make specific videos for a few of the tournaments. I will make a video for the PRT, or Professional Risk Takers, and I will make also a video for the World Cup, the Risk World Cup. That was fun. And also I will do one for the 2v2, and I might ask Brutal Pipe to join me here, and Plasma Field for another video. I don't know, I want to do this serious, people. I know that these videos are not gonna get that many views, but I just want to have this information out there. Like, many people don't know that there are many games, and I want everybody to enjoy all these tournaments that you're seeing right there. So anyway, folks, that has been this edition of How to Risk Tournaments edition. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one. And I will start playing again and uploading videos on 2024. Right now I'm just taking a break because the year has been horrible for me at work. So I will be uploading games, folks. I haven't quit. I'm just being busy at work. Anyway, people, thank you for watching if you finished this video, and let's keep battling.